A very good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. So today in this morning session, the live streaming, I am here to discuss something important, and it is very alarming situation all over India. And due to this political scenario and the political chaos happening all over India, so it's my concern about public people, like the public need and the public's betterment. I have some basic questions for people who are connected to me, or even though they are in this virtual platform of YouTube or any other social media applications. So there are some questions I want to ask. I want to get this conclusion, and I want to clear my doubts. That even though you are a student, or you are a teacher, or you are a government job seeker, or you are a government servant, government servant, then you are not eligible to like fight the election even if you have an FIR or any police complaint. Instead, the political leaders, they are having criminal cases or criminal proceedings, and there are some case pending in their name. Even they are involved in murder, antisocial activities. They are getting the tickets from national party or regional party. Don't you think like it is inconvenient? It is illegal? What's your concern, or what's your thought about those corrupted people or the corrupted politicians changing party for their own benefits? Even though those common people are hunger and they are deprived of their needs, the basic needs for a survival, for their survival. So my question is that if we are more educated and we are more knowledgeable these days, and more we are taking the advantages of technologies and other platforms, social media platforms, or other virtual platforms we are using, then why we are not literate more to punish those political leaders? They are corrupted and they are having involved in some criminal cases. So it is my questions to people who are in this live session. Why they are not get punished? Why they are still enjoying their fancy life or luxurious life, instead having some corruption allegations and criminal cases, but they are not being punished by our honorable court or any political party? They are so-called like national party or regional party. They are not punishing those political leaders. They are having criminal cases or criminal proceedings and pending cases in their name. I think this is the alarming situation in India. We should be literate and we should be aware of these people, because if you have criminal proceedings and you are still enjoying the political authority or political positions, I think you will never support those common people. Instead, you will enjoy the positions you are currently in, and you will deprive those people, those common people, and you will loot the wealth of India and even the people's taxpayers' money. So it is my concern that when India will achieve that milestone, achieve that common and civic sense regarding voting power, even though it is 1.4 billion people in India, but still 5 to 10% people are literate about elections and the duty of a responsible citizen of India. I will request my friends, if you guys are live streaming, you can see, you can hear me, then you like my post, this live session, to help me to reach more people, my voice. I want to reach this concern to more people. So kindly help me to like my session. And if you have some questions regarding this topic, you can also put your questions in the comment section. I'm just a simple person. I'm just an ordinary person, and I'm just looking for people's benefits and the common people's their uh, I think their rights. So that's why I'm asking that why people in India having education, having literacy rate high, but still people are not aware of their voting power. Even they are not choosing the right person in every elections they are consuming or they are going through. But people are voting those corrupted people and having allegations in their name like criminal proceedings. So this is a very, I think, critical situation. There are narratives in social media. They can create and they can make their advertisement through recruiting some tools like online tools, social media platforms. They are using. They are using the media, mainstream media, and they are getting votes. But who will raise the voice for the common people of India? For the voting, like the people, they are voting to those candidates, and they are becoming more corrupt day by day, and they are increasing their wealth. They are plundering the wealth of common people. Is this fair in election? That after being elected by or nominated by the mandate or the consent of common people, you are looting and you are plundering the money, the wealth, and you are not working for the welfare of common people. I would request my friends, please like this live session and share with your friends so we can reach more people, we can engage with more people to make people more aware, because these days in social media platform you can see people are using their intelligence power and people are using their wealth money to advertise their own interest. But you people are like farmer, or maybe you are a small businessman and you are a needy person and you need the help of government, but you are deprived of all those services because you are a simple man and you are nowhere involved in the politics. But those political leaders, after being nominated or elected by the common people, they are enjoying a very luxurious life and they are just distributing money before the election in the name of welfare schemes. So, do you think it's a fair selection or the fair free scheme, or those in the name of welfare schemes? They are distributing money 9,000, 10,000 before the few months of elections or few days of elections, and even the election commission is not taking any cognizance or any actions about this ruling party or any opposition party if they are promising or committing to distribute money before the election. I think it's an appropriate action or decision we can consider, because it is nowhere helpful for the uh, I think upcoming 5 years or upcoming few years, when you will choose or will elect a new government after getting money. I think your voting power, you are losing your voting power and it is not going in a right direction, because whenever you get money, you take money in the name of welfare schemes, it will polarize the like your vote, because even though you see there are some corrupt leaders are in the ruling party, but you still have to choose that party because the candidate, because you have taken the money from welfare schemes. It means not it is not a welfare scheme, because if any government, any ruling party wants to distribute money in the name of welfare, they could have I think say could have distribute that money maybe 1 year or 2 year before the coming election. Why they are bound to distribute those welfare schemes money or DBT transfers before the few months or before few weeks of the election? Uh, can you just answer my question? I'm asking the ruling government, even though our Honorable High Court or Supreme Court, why they are not taking cognizance or any suo moto cognizance or actions regarding those complaints by PLI or any kind of activist or social activist or political activity like activists complaining those regards or those concern. So it is my questions being an ordinary person, a common person or common citizen of India, that when we will more illiterate and more educated about our voting powers, being a adult franchise of this democratic country, a very large democratic country. India is known as the mother of democracy, but still we are very illiterate about the education of our voting power, and in which I think in which perspective or in which prospect we should we should cast our vote, and to which candidate we should vote, we have to understand before voting. And even though we should raise our concern to those political leaders or those political party, they are distributing money in the name of welfare schemes. So मैं देख पा रहा हूँ कुछ लोग मेरे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. So friends, this is Karthik from Odisha, and I am a student. Even though I am a professional, I am doing a professional teaching course to become a teacher, and it is my concern, being an aspirant of government job, that when I will become a teacher or any government job employee, I can't raise my voice that time. That is our legal process. That is our Indian constitution, and those rules are made by the government, that after being literate, educated, you can't raise your voice against those unauthorized actions or act are implemented or circulated by the government. You can't raise your voice if something happening wrong with you or any sect or any section or any community or any uh, of the our society is happening something wrong. You can't raise your voice being an educated person, being an professional educated person, because you are not eligible. But some political leaders are enjoying the highest power, highest authority, being a criminal, being a corrupted person, being a illiterate person. They can do anything. They have the super authority or the superior, like you can consider they are the superior one to take any action against any professional worker or professional government service holder. But an educator or any teacher or any professional worker who is doing job in government sector, they cannot raise their voice. They can't oppose the government's action, even though they are doing wrong, and those acts or those things, those rules or those schemes they are making, even they are involved in corruptions. You can't urge a single word against any political like party or ruling party or any political leader. Why this kind of, I think, very I think these are not legal, and these are not fair in a democratic country like India, because India is a very huge and very large country, and the population is very high. And being an educated person, we should have the right to oppose, to raise our concern if something unfair happening with us or any person in the society. But you are not permitted, not permissible to raise your voice if you are a government service holder. And I get to know few days before or something, I think fishy. Maybe it is, I'm not sure, but I get to know, I heard about, if you are a student, you can't raise your voice, you can't put any like content or any social media platform, you can't advertise or you can't raise your voice against the government, because you are not eligible. You are a student, you are a teacher, you are a government job government job, like government servant, so you are not eligible to raise your voice. Is this fair in this democracy, like in a democratic country like India? Why you are suppressing the voice of literate or educated people? They have the most cognizance, more cognitive standard, I think ability to consider or to figure out things between right and wrong. So that's why I think there should be some provisions for raising concerns against any political leader, any corrupted people in this country, because it is a fundamental rights of anyone in this democratic country like India. If you are a teacher, if you are a professional like government job servant, you can't raise your voice. Why? Because you are literate, because you have the cognitive standard or cognitive ability to figure out right and wrong. But these political leaders, being corrupted, being criminal proceedings, they can do whatever they want. I think this is the worst part of our constitution and the amendments we are making in our constitutions. So people should be more aware and more thoughtful about those alarming situations arising in India. Because after few days you will never raise voice being a common man as well. These days government wants that no one should raise voice against any unfair means happening, because they want to hold the office, the positions forever. Even though you can see, if anyone from the opposition party is raising concern over any illegal affairs or allegations coming from the public, it is it is being suppressed, it is being oppressed by the ruling party. They are sending police, they are suppressing your voice. They want to make an affair with, like in an affair in your name, so you can't still fight for the competitive exam, you cannot do your government job. You will be suppressed by different actions, different manipulating, aspects of suppressing your voice. I think these are not fair in a democratic country like India. So, public, common public should know and understand their voting rights, because citizens are more powerful than any political leader, any political position or authority. PM is also not the highest, I think, authority compared to public, but somehow they have the authority because of our constitutions, the law book of India, and it is the highest law book of India. Due to that, they are enjoying the superiority, that authority, the possessions, and they are oppressing the voice of needy people and some deprived people. They have the tools like social media, they have the tools like mainstream media, print media. They can spend your money, your tax money. You are a taxpayer and they are using your money behalf of their, I think they are fighting, they are oppressing the voice of public by setting narratives, setting agenda, and they are also funding some charitable mean organizations, like their own charitable organizations who are everywhere, every part of your, I think, society, and they are also manipulated by money. They are spending the taxpayers money and they are enjoying the authority. They want to suppress your voice because you have no other options, because the opposition is still like fighting, struggling, and they are making themselves the victim, and they are making like the ruling party making the opposition party always like anti-national, corrupted, all those things. Still it is 12 years in the center. So I think in a democratic country like India and a diverse country like India, it is unfair, it is illegal to suppress the voice of opposition, suppress the voice of youth, suppress the voice of literate and educated persons, and complaint is unfair also. if you are complaining or if you are making or putting any affairs like affair with a student and you are ruining their life, they can't even fight, they can't take participate in the competitive exams. Is this fair in this society, even though they are more educated to understand what is wrong and right? So at least they should be given the priority, that there should be like they we should consider, and our government our law should consider that anyone can raise voice if they are voted to power by the help of voting, the consent of common people, consent of government service holders, consent of uh, a student. So why they are not eligible to raise their voice when they are found, like they found any unfair means happening with them, or any government actions or schemes are not in their favor? That is why I have a question, like I have many questions and I asked already. So if you guys like my initiative, like my video content, then share this with your friends and subscribe my YouTube channel. I will be uploading such content regarding the awareness in our society to help people, to make them educate and aware about the voting powers, even though how can we build a great nation, a very peaceful nation without any kind of anguish or any kind of hatred about any community, any caste, creed, any other country as well. Because we are living in a very democratic country and a very diverse country. Our culture is very high, like very rich, and there are many religions, so we can understand better than other countries. So there should not any polarization of votes in the name of caste, community, and hatred and despair. Like you are just diminishing the image of a political leader, a common person, ordinary persons, if they are very honest in nature. But you are putting all money and you are diminishing their image. I think it is very unfair and it is not tolerable to common people who, like they have nothing to do with any political party. They are not involved in any political party. I think we are doing unfair with those people. They are voting any political party. They are coming into power and they are misusing the authority, misusing their positions, and making our constitution, our constitutional principles worst, despite of making it more vibrant. So it is my concerns that still we are in the 21st century and having lack of civic sense, having lack of ignorance, like we are ignorant about the voting power, and there are some illegal things happening. There are some corrupted people are joining political party day by day. They are changing party here and there, here and there. I think these are not for the benefit, not for the welfare or for the betterment of our democracy or our democratic principle. So that is why it is my concern that there should be some law and act should be made in the parliament by this ruling party, that if any political leader is found involved in any corruption or their name in any affair case, like any affair is in being booked in their name or registered in their name, they should be blacklisted. Because you are not giving the right to the government job, like government service holders, to raise the voice if they are in service period. You are not giving the rights to the students if they are studying, and you are complaining that you are booking any affair and putting them in jail. So you are ruining their life, you are depriving them to compete in the competitive exam in the future. So if they are not allowed to raise voice, not to oppose you, then why those corrupted people, after being involved, after there are any affair in their name, then why they are elected, they are getting the rights to uh, fight an election, and even they are enjoying the ministry, they are enjoying the like higher authority and in ministerial positions. It is diminishing our value, our cultural value, our traditional value, our political values, our uh, democratic principles values. So this is why I am raising my concern regarding those political leaders. They are having more wealth than their earnings or than their capabilities. So they should be blacklisted, they should be punished, and they should be deprived of fighting any election and get the or enjoy the political power. I need that, at this moment, right in this moment, because it's very late and it is too late that we are not taking appropriate action against those corrupted people. They are changing party for their own benefits to make their wealth more and more day by day. They want to be more rich and famous, and they want to live a very lavish and luxurious life by plundering the money of taxpayers, the poor people of India. And the corporate has also, I think, the role in corruption. If you are a very well-known person and educated person, knowledgeable person, you can figure out my point. You can figure out my thoughts and my concern and my message I want to convey. You can see there is any single case in the name of any corporate house that they are involved in any corruptions. They are giving those, I think, funds to those political party. They are involved in any corruption. No. Why? But those opposition leaders are raising voice against the government. They are putting in jail. They are investigating by some agency, international like national agencies, ED, CBI. But any corporate house, they are giving funds to this political party in the back door to fight election and giving them the contracts. It is a very, I think, hinder side. It is in the hinder side of our I think a political scenario. That is why it is very obscure and it is very ambiguous to find out who's culprit. They are involved in this democratic, I think this unfair means happening in our elections, and some political parties are taking the benefits who are ruling or who are in power. You can see there are some election and thousands or crores of money are being spent and distributed before few months of elections, and these are the money of taxpayers and all those, I think, poor people. They are uh, they are getting money from those corporate house, those billionaires, like by just giving them those contracts, even though they are also buying, or they are also taking all those media houses. Like you can see Adani has bought that NDTV. Being a very famous and very rich person and corporate person, you are buying uh, a media house, which is more, I think, you can see they are very, I think, famous for their voice, true voice. They were raising about the people's concerns, the common people's concern. NDTV was famous for Ravish Kumar. He was putting voice, he was raising the concerns of common people. But what happened? The Adani Group take over the NDTV, and now can you see any message, any kind of people concerns are being raised in that platform? No, because after being a corporate or a billionaire, a businessman, you have no benefits. If you raise the common people's concern, then there will be no political or any, I think, benefits to your business. So that's why they want to take over those media house. You can see News 18 also, and many of the our media houses, mainstream media, are being taken over by those billionaire, corporate, and businessmen, that those business tycoons of India, because they know if they could buy such honest media channels, they can set their agenda, they can advertisement anything in their favor, but people are still thinking that they are raising voice. But you can see how much propaganda are going on, how much narratives are setting from the studio rooms. So it is a very alarming situation in India that we are not in a right position, in a safe position in our democracy, because all those organizations and institutions being killed and being plundered by some business tycoons and some corporate persons. They are looting our country from the back doors and giving chanda, giving this money to those political authority, those political leaders. They are enjoying the highest authority in India. So in this democracy we are in the danger or in the very detrimental situation. So I think it is very far and it is very near that we are losing our fundamental rights. Somehow we are deprived, we can't raise our voice. You will see after few months or after few years, if you are not aware, if you are not taking appropriate action, you will be debarred from casting your votes in the name of SIR, in the name of you are an anti-national person because you are opposing the like opposing the government ways. So those kind of thing will happen. Those are kind of, I think, things will happen with every common people, because those media house are like already sold and they are becoming more rich. And you can see some media persons, anchors, like anchors are also put on they you can see they are putting on some lavish dress like clothes, garments, the coats and suits, like suits they are putting on are very precious and they are very costly. You, if you are a like a netizen or you are lively, you are watching this media channel anchors, you can see what kind of like turnout, you can see like what kind of changes in their life. You can see they are spreading some rumors about our ruling party or the government doing all the time. The government is doing very like best things, or they are always working day and night for the betterment of common people. You will see they are setting narratives and they are spreading rumors. But something happening in the rural area or in the urban area, anything unfair means or any illegal wars are happening, they are trying to hide those things and they are just trying to fight between the community, between those caste, religion, because they know these are the trending things and they are taking the benefits of social media. They know if something is trending in social media, if they will show in their television, then people will show their interest, their enthusiasm to watch those viral, those trending videos, instead of common people's issue. And those issues are in real life of every common people, every needy people, but they are not showing such news. Have you seen those things like a teacher from India? She got the highest award, international award in UAE, and got 9 point something like 9.3 crore prize money to like being selected as the international teacher. She got the acknowledgement, but no one is showing. No one is not looking for that news in mainstream media. Why? Because this is not beneficial. But teachers are the like I think they are the main like characters or the important characters behind a successful leader or a successful person or scientist or engineer, anything, anything else. You see they are success because of the role of teacher. So still the teacher is not respected in India. If they are not being acknowledged by our government or public people, still we are illiterate, still we are uneducated, and still we will lack some civic sense, and we are not the developing nation. Never, we can't achieve that milestone, because the thing you need to self-aware by making yourself more vigilant and determined, and you need to acquire that ability to figure out between right and wrong. When you respect the teacher, when you respect the profession, the sublime profession, you understand the best value, the perfect value of a teacher, and it helps you to recall things, it helps you to figure out things, what is right and wrong happening in the society, in our uh, in any society. If you are a very honest and a very accountable person, whatever you are doing in your life, if you are not aware about your fundamental rights, about your social rights, then you will be deprived by the some people. They are very notorious and they are corrupted. They will always hamper your life, they will always put you on pressure and anxiety. So I am here putting my thoughts to make people more aware and choose the correct person, your leader, your representative. Then India will grow, India will achieve that milestone, that developing nation tag. Still we are struggling because we are lacking many more things, many aspects, many parameters to achieve that milestone, because India is the most populous country in the world now, and most corrupted people, politicians are still enjoying a very luxurious life. But we have nothing to do with them, because we don't know our actual ability or capability, what we can do by our voting power. So that is why I am against those corrupted politicians. They are not been blacklisted by any political party. If they are diminishing the people's consent and people's power to elect them, that still they are corrupted and looting the money of common people and changing the political parties according to the favor, their favor. If the political party is enjoying the power and the ruling party, then the opposition leader is joining another party, being a corrupted person. So, being a corrupted person, they should be punished by the law, punished by the our honorable Supreme Court and High Court, and they should be blacklisted. Yes, they should be blacklisted. Like any teacher, they cannot raise voice against any political actions, any political situations happening, or any kind of unfair means happening in our society. They can't put their thoughts, they can't raise their voice against something happening wrong in our society, in social media or in real life. They can't give the bite. So in that same case, if you are a politician and you are found to be, I think, corrupted, you are found you are having criminal proceedings or any affair has been lodged in your name, then I think the election commission should take immediate cognizance and action against those corrupt people, those criminal, to debar them from any elections. They can't fight. Yeah, that is my concern. I hope it is a long session, and I am going to leave this session because it is so much time I have already spent. If you like my content, then subscribe this channel and help me to reach more people, help me to reach my voice to more people every day. Thanks for watching. Jai Jagannath.